It's a call to order for the Feb 18th, 2026 Annapolis Transportation Board. Welcome, everyone. The agenda is a standing agenda for minutes. Now, this should be interesting to discuss. So I did all of the minutes for calendar year 2025. Obviously,
congratulations. That's great.
Oh, it's a thrill. So not everybody was there for those meetings. Obviously, Phineas, you probably weren't there for any of them, maybe December. So to the extent we have a motion to approve the minutes, the caveat would be that once you vote, you're voting for those for which you were a participant. I don't know how else to do this. I don't really want to do them one by one. So would someone like to eloquently propose a motion to accept the minutes?
So moved.
Yes.
Okay.
Seconded.
And seconded.
Seconded.
And then, does everyone approve the minutes from calendar year 2025 for those meetings for which you participated?
Yes.
Yes.
Done. Okay. So Transportation Committee, I don't see any representation, so there's no update there. I do see that our Transportation Department is present, and Kwaku, we would welcome an update.
Thank you very much, Kwaku from Transportation Department. I did not get anything from the director's office. What we are doing right now, if you do recall, is to install a charging infrastructure to charge the electric buses that we have. So that is the major update that I do have. Can you hear me? It looks like it's frozen.
Okay. Yep. Kwaku,
did you hear me?
It's me that, yes. And Kwaku, it seemed to me that at the last meeting, you were trying to impart the idea that we should all study the plan, and from that develop our approach or recommendations to the committee, the Transportation Committee, and the mayor on what we think ought to be focused on. Did I read you correctly?
Yeah, I thought I did send you a copy of the plan. Check your files. Actually, you might have a copy of the plan very long time ago once it was developed, because the board was supposed to give us some comments.
Right, but that's long done. For it's all completed. But my understanding was, particularly in your comments to Bob Madden, that our next step would be from that to develop action items that we think should be worked on by the Transportation Department, by the city, etc.
Yeah, there are.
Is that something you're seeing?
We do have some recommendations in the plan. At this time, we are not doing anything right now for FY27 to implement them. The one thing that came close to what the board actually was proposing was to have council pass legislation for a marketing program manager. And I did indicate that there was a time that actually the position has already been approved. So there is no need for the board to actually propose for legislation. Rather, what the board could consider is to ask council to fund the marketing specialist position in the department, which at this time is not filled and is not funded.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the position exists. It's unfilled, but you need funding. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And theoretically, we would have to ask the mayor or the Budget and Finance Committee to do that.
Yeah, I'm not a council member. Usually, we can have a council member to actually submit a budget amendment to fund the position. So what I could do is, if you can send me an email, I would note it down, is to look for the job description of the marketing specialist. And if the board feels that it needs to be updated in order to find a council member to propose a budget amendment for funding, then they can go from there.
Okay, thank you. Beth, Phineas, do you have any comments on that? Was that something you were working with Bob, or was that a one-off of Bob's?
I believe it's something that Bob, Beth, and I kind of our idea was to propose the idea of having that marketing specialist position. But I think we kind of put it on pause because it seemed like things were progressing a lot faster than our conversations. So I think the idea of having a council member kind of bring that to the table as far as talks about budgeting and things of that nature would be a great idea.
Okay. Okay, well, maybe we can look at it when Kwaku sends it over and draft something for consideration next month.
Okay, I will do so. I will look for the job description and send it over, and we can go from there.
Okay, thank you, Kwaku. Anything else for us?
Or any other question for me?
Public participation, none has been brought to my attention, so there's nothing there. Does anyone have any activity they need to report on? Beth, Phineas, on your bus study?
Well, Phineas said it, things were moving faster than we had expected. So we've kind of done a pause at this point. I know, Phineas, we were going to try to get with the county to see where they were on some of the issues to which we were interested in, that such as getting a bus to the high school and how they do it and stuff like that. But again, Phineas was trying to set something up and it just didn't work at this point. And then of course we had our major storm to which everything stopped. So I'm not sure where we are with that right now, but we haven't done anything with it because of the storm was our final stopper.
I do apologize. Cool. I wasn't sure where exactly to share this, but I guess I'll share it now. So like I said, things seem to move a whole lot faster than our conversations happen. So the last couple of weeks, I spoke with a transportation officer for the county, Samuel Sneed, and I talked with the principal of Annapolis High School. Principal had no problem with the buses using the school as a turnaround. So long story short, there is now going to be a county bus stopping at the Arundel Olympic Swim Center, which is right next to the school, starting March 2nd. So originally I was planning to schedule the meeting myself, but thankfully Doug Swift of Anne Arundel Public Schools Transportation Department just went ahead and scheduled a meeting, so that was really helpful. So they got that done yesterday. So that's done and over with.
Oh, okay.
That's great, Phineas.
Update us. So we didn't. I don't know. Maybe you updated Bob, but I didn't get an update that the county had made that change.
Okay, yeah, I thought I included you in the email list. I apologize if you didn't get the email.
No, I didn't.
Well, congrats. That's great.
Madam Chair, just a clarification. Yes, I did talk to Mr. Sam Sneed of the Office of Transportation. The yellow bars, they have a different name for now, will go there. However, during certain times of the day, because the school buses will be lining up to pick up the students, the bus will not be allowed to go to where the swimming pool is. So it is after, I believe, after 3:30 or so that it will resume its normal stop by the swimming pool. So that is a little bit of caveat that, at least according to Sam Sneed, he did indicate to us. Yes, so the yellow bus will be extended to the school to stop there, but not at all times, especially in the afternoon when the buses are coming to pick up the students. The transit bus will not be allowed to get on campus or close to where the swimming pool is.
Kwaku, will the city of Annapolis, will you be, or do you know what the schedule is for that yellow bus? When it will be able to go there and when it won't be able to go?
I don't
I
know
would
yet.
imagine that would be important for the students that are going to take that bus.
Yes, they do have an outreach coordinator, so I can reach out to Mr. Sneed to get a copy of the schedule, because sometimes they call Annapolis Transit, and normally when we do have a schedule, we can look at it and give out the information. So I will reach out to Sam to see what kind of schedule that it has and how they are going to reach out to the students and the parents regarding the very short period of time in the afternoon where the bus will not be able to get to the swimming pool.
Yes. Would you mind forwarding that to me and Bob Madden and to Phineas?
Sure. Actually, what I'll do is that I will send it to the chair, and then she can distribute it to the members.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay, that's fine. But now I have to admit that I've not ever been over by the school and driven down from Riva Road into the school, but I understand that the county feels that is a very short walk, and that they do have the bus come from and stop at Riva Road at the driveway or the roadway to the school. The children have to walk from Riva Road down to the school. Is it a short walk? That's what we were told.
It's because traditionally, when we used to run the yellow bus, we never went to the swimming pool area. It's a very short walk. Perhaps one thing that I will talk to Mr. Sneed is the labeling of the bus, because most of their buses, we have no idea whether it's a transit bus. There is a white small cutaway bus. I believe if you have some destination signs on the bus saying that from the mall to the high school, people will be able to identify that particular bus, because all Annapolis Transit buses are labeled. We have the rainbows, we have the state shuttle, we have the downtown magenta shuttle, we have the red, green. The county buses, of course, they have changed some of the names using numbers. Most of the time when I see them, there is nothing on these buses that indicate that it's a transit bus. So that perhaps by clearly labeling the bus, indicating that it is from the mall to the high school, will be perhaps help people identify that this is the bus that goes to the high school.
Yes. Yes. Especially since not every bus is going to stop there.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to know which ones. They have to know the exact times. And I would assume the county sets the timing up according to the start of classes and the ending of classes. I mean, that just seems logical to me. I don't know.
Well,
Phineas?
once we get
sorry.
a schedule, we should be able to know the start and the end time of that particular service.
Yes.
Currently, it is not really tailored to the needs of the students. It is a general public transit bus. However, by addition of the stop in front of the swimming pool, it means that the students can easily access that. But we also need to identify the bus by putting on the right label.
Okay. Yes, I agree with you. Totally. Okay.
Phineas, you have your hand raised?
Yep. I just wanted to add, so whoever does scheduling um, for Anne Arundel County, not the public schools, but Anne Arundel County, they sent me an email earlier today, I think it was, and it looks like what's going to happen is the bus is going to skip the yellow line bus is going to skip this spot and revert back to its current schedule between 8:15 and 8:30 in the morning, and then 3 p.m. and let's see, 3:20 in the afternoon to make room for the buses. They did email me what's looking like their schedule. I'll go ahead and share that with everyone, send that out in the email to everyone after this meeting as well, just so you all have that.
Thanks, Phineas.
Mhm.
Great. Okay. So yeah, I don't see any new business, so thank you for that activity update. I don't see new business. I didn't see any legislation to be looked at, and we certainly haven't been asked to look at anything. On my quest to bring financial rigor to the red speed light cameras, I'm stuck in a request for information. So I'll have more to report on that if we actually do get access to some information to do the analysis. Zoe, your hand is raised.
So I had an update on the Route 450 King George Street Bike Path project. We have started our stakeholder meetings again. We just had our first one on February 5th, and we're gonna have a monthly drumbeat. But State Highway was able to secure some additional funding and renew the funding from Federal Highway, so the project is now back on track. So that's good news. It's had about a 6 to 9 month lull while they were waiting to hear whether they got additional funding from Federal Highway. So they have secured that funding, and so I'll be able to provide monthly updates on the status. The first meeting was just sort of regroup and kind of gauge where we were and what the next steps were with the project. So I wanted
Zoe, can you remind us of what the status on the bridge portion segment is?
They are not, I don't want to speak for SHA at this point, but due to cost, they are not currently incorporating a protected lane. They will incorporate the bike lanes, but it will not be a protected lane at this point. So,
I'm sad to hear that.
Meaning they'll keep the existing configuration?
Yeah, it sounds like no change.
Yeah, I mean, do you have any more context? Because it sounds like there's no change.
so sorry, my dog was barking. What do you mean there's no change?
Well, the
if
bike
there-
lane is just marked with lines right now. Is any change at all proposed for it?
Well, the alternative that's been selected for the Route 450 King George Street, independent, like separate from the bridge, is a shared use path. So the bike lane will be shifting. The shared use path will be on the north side of, say, Route 450 as you approach the Severn River Bridge. And so the bike lanes, the lanes over the bridge will shift, and there will be a multi-directional bike lane. On would be the north side of the bridge.
Oh, it's a two-way bike lane.
It is a two-way bike lane, yes.
But not physically separated from the travel lanes?
It will be separated, but it will be using deflectors, not a hardened barrier.
I see.
So there was the request, and that what this board supported was a hardened barrier. And they weren't able to accommodate that due to cost and the structural integrity of the bridge. So I'm just relaying this information that was presented. But if you have specific questions about the analysis that SHA did and the funding and the cost, then I'll have to kind of bring in someone who can represent those issues from State Highway Administration.
Thank you.
I mean, it was questionable
Around the
whether they
table?
would whether they had the funding to do the bike path project at all. So I think there's some, it's good news that we can at least continue moving forward with the shared use path and the improved, pedestrian and safety upgrades in that intersection or on the whole segment that runs the Naval Academy's property.
Mm-hmm.
But Tara, I had a question about, it sounds like you attended the City of Annapolis Transportation Committee meeting. Was there?
I showed up late, so they had
Oh, okay.
adjourned, and I had a very nice tete-a-tete just with Rob and Janice.
Did you get a sense of what what this new board's interests are on that committee? Like, from a city perspective? No? Okay. Well, we'll look forward to attending
No.
one of their meetings then.
Yeah.
To learn more.
I would say, it's a newly formed group. I would say, Janice is very new. I think I said this all last month, and perhaps it will develop with time.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Sure. We do have a quorum if we wanted to elect officers. Who would like to be an officer? Who's stepping up?
How about
Anyone?
you? Are you interested? You are experienced.
We've already been there, Kurt.
Vince, are you staying on? What are you thinking?
I'm willing to stay on.
I had Vince frozen. There he is.
I'm not frozen, and I'm willing to stay.
Okay. I could do one more year, but it really would be nice, to have some sort of a rotation. And Zoe, I don't think you or Taylor really can you?
Mm-mm.
There's a conflict, yeah. And Phineas, did you have any interest?
I do, but also being so new to the board, I'm a little hesitant, to be honest. Yeah.
No worries. A great way to learn is to be secretary.
Huh.
He's not biting. Okay. Okay. So, does somebody want to, I hear a slate, which is Tara Ashmore continuing as chair and Vince as co-chair, and the secretary remains vacant. Is that our slate, people?
That sounds right.
All right. Do we have a motion to vote on that?
So moved.
Seconded. So all in favor?
I
All right. So unanimous. Thank you, people. Around the table, Kurt.
I did not attend the meeting, but I watched the replay of the Annapolis Transportation Committee. And they were aware they had received our recommendations regarding the Mills Hillman garage. And we're very interested in it. No particular reaction at this point, but they are going to send it around and discuss it at some later date. I found in another conversation with one of the premium parking employees, I found that they were aware of it already and would be looking into our two recommendations. One of them had to do with electric vehicle charging. There's one dead level 3 charger that has been dead for most of over a year. And 2 months ago, the manager was very optimistic that it would be repaired within a week. It is still not repaired. And she is suffering from the same frustration that her predecessor was suffering from. So they have a contractor who just does not perform. So there's one dead charger. The rest of them appear to be working. And our recommendations regarding signage and encouragement / enforcement that people who are plugged into chargers be actively charging is something that I hope they will pursue. It's antisocial to have a car sitting there which is not charging and blocking others who want to use the charger. So I hope we can fix that. The recommendation regarding the use of vacant spaces, whether they could be used more efficiently, is also one that they will be looking into, and we should encourage them to continue doing so. I guess that's all I have.
Thank you. If there are no questions for Kurt, I'll point out Phineas. Anything you just want to talk about?
Nothing for me at the moment.
Thank you so much. Zoe?
Nothing else for me.
Thank you, Vince.
Nothing for me, thanks.
Beth? All right, no further
Oh,
business.
I do have one final thing.
Yeah.
There is a proposal. I don't know that a final decision has been made on it, but the city is floating the idea of running a pilot program for senior citizens only that would accomplish what we have all been seeking for the Hillman Garage for quite a long time, and that is a hands-off, completely automated procedure where you drive in and the automated system registers your time of arrival and it registers your time of departure. And if you have an account, the computers would take care of it automatically with no necessity for ever punching any app or keystrokes within the app. That's a great thing. I hope they decide to run the pilot. I hope the pilot is successful, and I hope it's replicated for everybody who has an account at the garage.
Thank you, Kurt.
Kurt, would it be just for City of Annapolis residents that are seniors? Is that what you're
The pilot apparently would be for Annapolis resident seniors. That's my understanding, but it's not solidified by any public statement yet.
Okay.
All right. Nice, efficient 31 minutes. Perhaps it'll get a little more robust as the year develops. Is there anything else anyone wants to discuss or bring to everyone else's attention? If not, then shall we adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
Meeting adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.